Good morning. I kind of feel like at times, right, presenters, one thing we don't do is the fact that we don't get to greet our audience. So I'm going to do it for the first time. Good morning, Ekaro, Willie. Good morning, how you guys doing? I was a night. My name is Daki. Welcome again to Ghost Life News, where we bring you updates, inside music, and that is all across the country. A lot is happening. The Grammy list is getting heated up, intense, and artists don't want to be left out. This is where you say you snooze, you lose, and I'm sure our artists don't want to snooze on this one. We're seeing so many guys coming forward to drop submission of their songs, album, and all of that to see if they can be considered for the Grammy Award. And trust me, with the new categories and nominations, hopefully we have a lot of Nigerians bagging in a lot of Grammy. At the point we saw when Nice came out, that's one of the great guys we've had so far at the time. Nice came out to say, "Don't doubt me, I will bring on Grammy." He did not do that, but basically that was a prophecy because a lot of guys lately are having tendencies to bring the Grammy back home to the country. Anyways, let's begin our news today with Burna Boy. We saw Burna Boy making an official poster, or I think I should rephrase that. Burna Boy team coming out with an official poster for the Burna Boy 2024 Grammy consideration. He made about 5 submissions in 9 categories. Now, I'm talking about the I Told Them album. We have three big heads and big wigs in the industry: Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, NPR, and Hypebeast. All had opinions about what the I Told Them album looked like. For Rolling Stone, they came out to say, "I Told Them is a delectably crafted Afro pop album. The songs on the I Told Them are sharply written, but at times also so tender, balancing seriousness with moments of levity." For Pitchfork, they came out to say, "Burna Boy ushered in his current era in June with the Barack Obama favorite Sitting on Top of the World and R&B airworm with nostalgic air of 1990 summer." That was the song at the time he sampled on the project. Moving on, we saw Hypebeast coming out to say, the Nigerian artist has been pegged as one of the few articulately blend contemporary sonic cues against the backdrop of more traditional Afrobeat sound. And then NPR came out to say his 7th album has a title that promises the victory lap for which he is long overdue. It is called I Told Them. The record continues to expand Burna Boy Afrofusion palette as it draws inspiration from 90s hip hop and R&B sounds more assured than ever in the process. Now, these are comments from big guys in the music space who have their opinions about what I Told Them album looked like: Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, NPR, and Hypebeast. Now, for the song you submitted, we saw I Told Them, that's the album, submitted it for the album of the year and the global music album. City Boys for record of the year, song of the year, and African music performance. Sitting on Top of the World with 21 Savage for melodic rap performance, and then Alone from Black Panther Wakanda Forever is submitted that for global music performance and song for visual media. Then WIZKID for song of social change. About 5 songs for 9 categories. Let's see if at all you're going to bag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 9 of them back of the country. Hopefully, it does all of that. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy become the second African artist in history to spend a milestone of 200 days on the global Spotify top artist chart. It peaked at 40, and that was the highest peak for an African artist in the chart history. Currently, is at number 171. Moving on, we saw I Told Them album have just surpassed 180 million streams on Spotify, and trust me, City Boy is the number. Is the song giving the album the biggest share of the numbers, and that song is growing strongly almost every day. Moving on, we have Davido as the next guy on the news. We saw Eva Longoria with Ozuna featuring Davido back to top 20 on the Spain Amazon best-selling track at number 20. And then for the radio chart, we have Eva Longoria with Davido made a new peak on the radio chart as number 6. It has spent 12 weeks on the chart. Davido Feel made a debut at number 3 on the Billboard US World Digital Song Sales chart for this week, and that is the 17th top 10 career hit on the chart. Remember that Rema still holds it down as number 1. Moving on, so yesterday Davido came out to say he got something special for the world coming on Friday, and at this point, all the 30BG guys all around the world were expecting us, hoping to guess what is happening on Friday. For Davido to have said this, it means he has something planned up for his guys on Friday. And then just when that post was there to settle down, we saw with Talk Sound, WTS came out to say Chris Brown will be releasing his new single, Sensational, on Friday, and then it features Davido and Lil J on that one. So apparently, Davido's secret has been brought out to the open by WTS, and Davido came out to say this, that one, and with a lot of emojis, and it's just that fact where you have the secret, and then some guys brought it out. Recall that on Friday, Davido did not want his baby pictured outside, but then apparently Sam Clef allegedly had to bring the cat out of the bag, and God got Davido intense and angry, and then made him say a lot of stuff, and even went ahead to block Sam Clef. And this time again, another secret, but by bigger body WTS, and all he had to say was this, that one. Moving on, we saw Chris Brown announces a new single, Sensational, which had Davido and Lil J, and it's going to be released on Friday, October 20th. And we saw Chris Brown himself posting the video. It's going to be releasing both the audio and video the same day. And then this is what him and his guys have done, and just more like a dance video to it. And you can see Chris Brown dancing effortlessly to Afrobeat dance rather, to the song. And you saw Lil J killed the entrance. Like, Lil J entrance was that one we didn't know we wanted. Lil J was that guy. He gave us this. His voice is so epic. Like, Lil J voice it has this signature tune. You can tell this is Lil J. You can't mistake him. Like, if you hear Lil J, but you know, okay, this is Lil J. And then Lil J and Chris Brown had this blend, and Davido coming through was an amazing one. Hopefully, this song becomes the next big deal from Davido, Lil J, and Chris Brown. Moving on, for the top 10 most streamed Afrobeat song released this year on Spotify for the year in view 2023, we have Davido topping the list with 91 million with Unavailable. And then this year, that's a gospel song with Victor Thompson, with A is the Greatest at number 2 with 79 million. We have Soweto Remix with 71 million, Charm with 66 million, People with Libyanka Remix, Omale and Aresta with 59 million. City Boys, Burna Boy with 42 million, Amapiano with 34 million, Party No They Stop with 32 million, Feel by Davido with 31 million, and then Holiday by Rema with 31 million. Davido Feel is predicted to debut on the UK singles chart for this week at number 88. Hopefully it happens as planned. And then we saw Davido submitted the Timeless album for the Grammy Album of the Year, and then for the Best Global Music Album of the Year. I saw Peruzzi coming out on the freestyle section where he was freestyling to song and trying out rap. And then in one of his rap lines, he came out to say he was the brain behind, or he wrote the song Risky and Unavailable. And though he freestyle, but then he has affirmed that, yes, I was the one who wrote Risky. And at the same time, I was the one who also wrote Unavailable. Moving on to the next guy on the news, that's WIZKID Machala. Some guys would love to call him the Big Bird. We saw for One Day Cole is going to be releasing the video for Ebelebe, which had WIZKID on it, and that video is confirmed to be released sooner than we expect. And we have WIZKID evidently pictured in the video, and people asking questions saying, when was this video shot? Because we know WIZKID lost his mom and all of that. For it to have been released, it shows that WIZKID really, really love One Day Cole so much for that one to be out at this time. Moving on, we saw Spyro being in the news yesterday, receiving heavy backlash from the WIZKID fans. WIZKID FC guys came out on Spyro yesterday, gave him the insult of his life. And then we saw where Spyro had an interview some times ago where he was asking who is better between Davido and WIZKID, comparing both artists. And then Spyro said he feels it's an insult to compare WIZKID with Davido because, according to Spyro, he says he measures success by people you've raised, basically, not by your song, but then by people you've raised. And then he said, who has WIZKID raised? In his words, during his tenure. Now, if you go to fellowship in school, you know what tenure is. A word used like gospel guys, like, you know. And Spyro is that guy, that wants to just enjoy his life. Like, I want to serve God, I also want to sing worldly song, and I want to enjoy worldly money. I also want to serve God at the same time. How possible God can be, I'm sure he has figured that out already. But then, using the word tenure explains that you actually grew up in a church environment. But then he said in WIZKID tenure, who has he raised? But then Davido has raised a whole lot of persons, and Spyro is saying that is how he measures success. And then we saw WIZKID fans coming out for him, calling him names, almost some are saying you want to cancel him, back and forth. But that was happening. We saw at the reception of WIZKID moms, all of that. We saw where WIZKID was seen dancing to Spyro, who is your guy, and even singing the words. I'm singing the song word for word. So it shows for WIZKID, it's just vibe. Like, there's nothing serious about that conversation. For me, I love this guy, I love his sound, I love his music, and I will support him if I can. And then we saw him dancing to it. Spyro himself posted down saying, I will never leave your side. Big Wiz caught the fever, and then he said, "Leave on to WIZKID mom." Obviously, this from WIZKID table is saying, "I don't have a problem with that," but then FC will never listen because they love to have problem with anyone who has problem with WIZKID. Moving on, we saw Ashake having there was a BTS shoot of Ashake with the song "Remember," and then we saw where security operative. And now I don't know whether this was planned. It could be planned, but whatever it is, you could see that the security operative were hindering Ashake was making a video, were trying to stop him speaking French to make sure that video does not hold. But instead, Ashake turned their ranting into Vixen because he went to meet them, having shoots with them as they were ranting. And it just shows that this guy can be creative with everything around him. Like I said, it could be orchestrated, but then it looked as though they were angry and they're trying to make him stop the video shoot. But instead, he went to their faces, singing to them and making them part of the video. And that really would have come out well if it's going to come out anytime soon. And then talking about J Apple Music Top Album, we have Ashake Work of Art returned back to #1. And talking about the Apple Music G, and we have SZ Ashake #1 Work of Art, SZ #2, Offset for Burna Boy 5, and the likes. But then having Ashake back in #1 shows that that project is still doing good numbers even as we speak. Anyway, guys, we've come to the end of this one. I'll catch you guys on the very next one. Please stay safe, guys, and always remember, be careful. It's work day. Have an amazing time at work today. I love you guys so much.